Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be doing a video ranking the top 10 characters overall in PVE in the game. I have to redo this video because my voice was too quiet, so hopefully my volume isn't too low. But yeah, let's go over it. Mainly going to be ranking in Guild Quest, mainly, and then Limit Breaker, because Guild Quest gives, it's the better earning content, you know, and you need better characters for Guild Quest versus Limit Breaker, in my opinion. But yeah, let's go over them. Now, the only reason I have these characters, say for example Jazelle, is because they're in my SS category on all my tier lists, and that's why I wanted to include them, or just some other honorable mentions, these two in specific. But yeah, just wanted to throw them in here in case people were wondering where they would rank. We'll have an actual full-on tier list over the entire attribute coming out later this month. But yeah, let's go over them. First is going to be Isin. Also, I will be moving them around as we go through, so if I put, like, say, Isin top 5, eventually, you know, maybe that'll work his way down, you know, for example. So it's not going to be set in stone until the very end. So let me know down below your guys' top 5 overall, and let's see if we disagree or agree. So Isin is an absolutely amazing character. He has Quincy Killer. He has status ailment spiritual pressure boost of 40%. As his soul trait, he has burn and last rate on all of his strong attacks. Berserker 50, Frenzy 2, increased chance against heart attribute enemies, Rampage at 2%. So every single time you get a kill, you get an extra 2% damage up to 100%. He has SP boost of 80% plus weakened defense for his soul bomb. Very, very fun character, very good kit as well. Mainly a Limit Breaker quest god right now, mainly whenever you need a mind character, because he's one of the few characters that are absolutely really broken still, with an increased chance against a certain attribute, not an affiliation, whereas pretty much every other character here is affiliation based. He is attribute based, so heart character means Isin go Burr. But unfortunately that means he also suffers in Guild Quest, mainly because of another character coming out, but we'll get to that. So in my opinion, I think he's like top 7 to 8. There's obviously going to be much better characters. We'll move him down or up, whatever, when we get to it. But right now, I think he's comfortable like here, because I already know where the next character is going to be going, which is going to be Gremmy. Gremmy is an absolutely amazing character. Some say the best tech character. I'm going to disagree. He is a ranged killer. Ranged Hollow Killer Plus, the first character to bring Killer Plus alongside Kenpachi. He has strong attack recharge of 12% and strong attack damage as his soul trait. Paralysis and Drain as all of his strong attack status summons. His EX has 30% drain and a boost for your entire team. And then, you know, Paralysis, Drain, and all of his strong attacks, including the soul bomb. He has the 2 buffs, which are very, very good as being a side whenever you're not using him as a main. So let's say you're using Jazelle, you would use Gremmy as a side, although him stealing procs is pretty annoying. He has a team party, Quincy damage to status ailment affected enemies of 30%, plus Quincy strong attack damage of 20% for the whole team. On top of that, he has all status element duration minus 100%, Berserker of 50, Frenzy plus 3, increased status element chance against hollows, Sharpshooter, and then the SP boost of 80% plus weakened defense. So he is a very, very good character, very, very strong character. Mainly in Limit Breaker, he is an absolute god. In Guild Quest, we can definitely start to see his numbers fall off a bit. I think his best is a 55, which is no slouch numbers. It's no slouch numbers. But compared to like some of the other echelon top tier characters, it's a bit iffy, you know. So that's where I'm comfortable putting him top 5 to 6. I think he is up there. I think he's very, very good. Some people are going to complain, but I don't think he's number 1 Unero guy anymore, unfortunately. I think he's very good, very strong. I just don't think he's that guy. It is what it is. He's a year old. I think it's to be expected. Now going to the next character is Kenpachi. 9th anniversary Kenpachi. He is an absolute monster. Melee Espada killer. He has weakening and last rate on all of his strong attacks. EX skill of 100% SP boost, so he gets a 360% SP boost in total. He has a Berserker of 100%, Devastation of 50%, Frenzy plus 3, increased chance against the wrong cards, Poise Break 100%, 80% SP boost, and then he has weakened defense and he's immune to weakening. So genuinely the only thing I don't like about this character is he doesn't have complete status immunity. That is a trend. A lot of these super insane hard-hitting characters just won't have complete immunity, which is kind of aggravating, but it is what it is. Also, I forgot about Oetsu. He gets an extra Frenzy plus 1 and an extra 100% Berserker when he procs his gauge. I forgot his best part about his kit. I'm so sorry. He hits so hard, and his main form is content, being a boss killer. I had him a bit higher up in my last recording, but as the time went on, he kind of got pushed down. So I'm going to put him 5th. I'm going to say it, I still think he is the best speed character, mainly because the best speed characters are boss killers for whatever reason, and I just think that he is still better than the other boss killer on this list. He is just absolutely insane. If he had a PVE killer, he'd be top 3, possibly even number 1, even with the non-complete status immunity. But it is what it is. Boss killers not being used that much in PVE. People say he's clunky. I don't really care, because you could just give him long stride. Anywhere you think he's clunky doesn't matter. Like in Guild Quest, being clunky doesn't really matter. You hit so hard. That's the main thing in Guild Quest. Be consistent, hit hard, do dummy damage, have a good strong attack kit, which he does for Guild Quest. Limit Breaker, I understand. Oh, he doesn't have long stride. You can give him it. You give long stride to almost every single character you use in Guild Quest. Isin, Gremmy, I want to say Byakuya, but I could be wrong. The new character, like Renji, for example. There's other characters, but these are like the ones that I see in front of me right now. You give them long stride, but why do people only single out Kachi? Like, come on. His damage makes up for it anyways. Like, you can give him long stride and you won't even notice that he doesn't have the extra damage to lacerated enemies. Like, it genuinely won't even notice. He's just that broken. So, it is what it is. I think he is just better than Gremmy, though. Going on to the next character, which is going to be Oetsu. Oetsu is an incredibly fun character. No affiliation killer plus. He has no status summons, but there's a reason. He has damage to enemies not affected by an ailment of 40% as his soul trait. Gauge effect, recharge of 30%. He has bombardment +1, damage to enemies not affected by an ailment of 100%. Fire duration minus 100%. Frenzy +2. He has gauge, rampage, long stride, poise break, and then recharge at 12%. And start gauge at 70% plus weaken defense. So basically no RNG besides just trying to use the right attacks to get the gauge procced as fast as possible. Very, very good in Guild Quest. Very amazing in Limit Breaker. The only downside genuinely is the fact that he suffers in the EX waves. Not being able to proc his status element is very annoying with him, because you can't stop, you can't like freeze them, you can't paralyze them, you can't lacerate them, or just use some sort of DOT to tick over time. No, you kind of just have to pop your attacks and then kind of just punch in the corner, because there's no mobs for him to kill, which is kind of aggravating. It's not really that fun. Granted, mine was only 1 out of 5. I haven't seen how 5 out of 5s do in the EX waves. I know he scores incredibly high in the regular waves, but the EX wave is just kind of iffy. So that's why I'm just going to put him 1 spot below Gremmy. He's still insane, but just the inconsistency in the EX waves, I'm just not that big of a fan. Maybe that's just me personally, but that's how I see it. And then going on to the next character, which is going to be Byakuya. Byakuya is very, very good. Very, very good. I completely forgot in my last video that he has a replacement, which was kind of funny when I realized it, because I forgot what killer one of the characters had. But Human Killer Plus, recharge of 14%. He has weakening and paralysis on all of his strong attacks, and his EX has a barrier, which is really, really nice, especially against these human enemies. He has Team Party, story per damage to status ailment affected enemies of 30%, all status ailment duration minus 100%, Berserker of 60%, Frenzy 2, increased chance against humans, Sharpshooter, SP boost of 80%, weaken defense. Very, very good unit, very, very fun character as well. And this is where I'm just going to put him above Isin, because he scores better than Isin, and he is still very, very good in Limit Breaker Quest. I think Isin is still a bit more usable in Limit Breaker, but I'm still scoring Guild Quest just higher, to be honest. If anything, they're like at the same tier, but I think he is just better overall. Either way, still 2 very, very goated characters. Can't really complain. Now going into Tech Jazelle. Jazelle is like the one where it's like, okay, honorable mention. Like, Jazelle is very good. Jazelle is very, very good. Killer plus for Soul Reapers. Dominate on all of her strong attacks. First character to introduce Dominate. Mainly a Limit Breaker quest status element, but that's fine. Team Party technique attribute character damage to status ailment affected enemies of 30%. Berserker 60, Dominate +1, Bruiser for whatever reason, damage to dominated enemies of 100%. Frenzy 2, increased chance against Soul Reapers, and then SP boost at 80% plus weaken defense. Very, very good character. It's just I don't think Jazelle is doing better than Ishii and Byakuya or like any of these characters are insane. These characters are quite broken. Which, now onto the next character, which is going to be Senjumaru. Now, Senjumaru, I'm going to say, unfortunately, is just very limited. She is not that fun in Limit Breaker. I've tried her. It's not that fun. Even against Soul Reapers, I still find it very niche. She is a Captain Killer plus strong attack recharge of 12% and 20% damage inflicted at full stamina. The thing that I'm really not the biggest fan of, even though it's a very cool concept, is having Freeze plus on her SA1, Paralysis plus on her SA2, Lacerate plus on her SA3, and then Drain on her Soul Bomb, and then her EX, which is the Gremmy EX, but a bit different in range, and then Burn plus on her SA or her NAD string. Not being able to add like damage to whatever status summon is very gimmicky. At least Jazelle and the 6th anniversary Isin remake at least get the extra damage to dominated enemies. You just can't give it as a skill. But them not getting it, like Senju not getting something like damage to Squad 0 something, I don't know, like somehow Squad 0 gets a damage buff when they inflict status summons. I don't know. It's just kind of a letdown. Just not as good. But either way, Berserker 40, Frenzy plus 2 or plus 3 in GQ, increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, melee damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, Poise Break, SP goes to 80%, and then weaken defense. So like, you know, boss killer and having only GQ skills kind of sucks. At least Kenpachi, even though he is mainly a boss killer, he still has skills that are very broken and you can use in Limit Breaker quests. Plus, he has a lot of DOT with the Lacerate and Weakening combo, so I think that's why he's much higher. And he also scores higher than Senjumaru. So that's why I'm going to put Senju at 9 to 10. 9 to 10 is where I would put her. Probably 10. Because like Isin can still score really, really well in Guild Quest, just a bit of resets. But I still think he's very, very good. Quincy Killer Ichigo. This man is an absolute beast. Absolutely love this character. Putting that in a little bit later in the video. Hopefully it sounds fine. Now going back to Ichigo. He has a Quincy Killer plus, weakening plus on all of his strong attacks. He has the superior SA2. And then he has the EX boost. Similar to Kenpachi where it's the 100% SP boost, which makes him do ridiculous amounts of damage for 10 seconds. He has all status element duration minus 100%, Berserker of 60%, Devastation of 60, Frenzy plus 3, increased status summon chance against Quincy's, Marauder, Poise Break, SP boost to 80%, and weaken defense. And plus on top of that, he does have the enemy defeat bonus, where he gets more damage, but mainly he ends up getting an extra Soul Bomb. Alright, so this is his enemy defeated bonus. I wanted to bring it up and make sure exactly what it was. It's after 20 enemies, you get increased melee damage of 20. 40 enemies, it's the recharge of 15%. 60 is devastation of 60, and then 80 kills is a whole extra Soul Bomb. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that he actually got to the special Soul Bomb. I didn't want to forget. But yeah, after all that stuff, he is absolutely insane. He's one of my favorite characters in the game. And I would say he's comfortably top 3. Top 3. I'm going to put him in 2. Going to put him in 2 right now. But he's very good. Very, very broken. Now let's go over Vasto Lorde Ichigo. Vasto Lorde Ichigo, Squad 0 killer. Weakening plus on all of his strong attacks, including his Soul Bomb, which has another debuff on it, which lowers the defense even more. He has all status element duration minus 100%. Bombardment 1, Frenzy plus 2 or plus 3. Increased status element chance against Soul Reapers. Killer effect plus 30 or plus 50. Poise Break. Range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ. SP goes to 80% or weaken defense. I would say you could argue he's top 10, like 9 to 10, somewhere in there, but I don't think he's better than these characters, mainly because he has a boss killer, and on top of that, he does not have Berserker for Limit Breaker quest, so that's why I am bumping him down, and in my opinion, he's either 9 to 10 or an honorable mention, and I'm going to put both of these to an honorable mention, simply because I don't think they are top 10 in the game. Very good units for their respective GQ, very, very good. I just don't think they are built like this. Built like these characters. These characters are a bit more different. The only one I'm really speculative on is Senju and Ishin, but it's close enough. It's close enough. And then we'll go over Ulquiorra real quick. So Ulquiorra finally replaced Masaki, which I think is really good. I don't think he has the best strong attack hit. I believe he has a 40% shave. Strong attack 1, yeah, shave. I think it has 50% mag, so it does have a bit more hits or a bit more damage. But then the SA2 is just like AoE tracking vortex with no status summons, which I don't really enjoy too much. At least it's a superior SA2, so it does do more damage. But I've heard at lower dupe levels it's a bit annoying. But at 5 out of 5, it's very, very good. or he still does a lot of damage. So that's good at least. But he has a spotted killer plus. Strong attack recharge at 12%, strong attack damage at 20%. He has weakening plus on all of his strong attacks, and his SA2 is a barrier and a boost SA2, which is also pretty good. He has all status element duration minus 100%, bombardment plus 1, booster of 30%, enhancer of 10 seconds, so he gets a 43% attack, focus, and defense. He has frenzy 2 or plus 3 in GQ, increased chance against the wrong cars, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, multi-barrier, range damage plus 10 or plus 30 in GQ, sharpshooter, and SP boost 80%. That's why I think he's an honorable mention. Like, it's close. It's very debatable for top 10, like 9 to 10, but I just think that these characters overall just have more value and are more usable anywhere in the game versus being only guild quest. On to the next character, which is going to be the almost a Cacao Society, the Mind Magic Society, Jazelle. Which is a very good character. Jazelle is very good. Jazelle is very good. Melee Swiper Killer plus, recharge of 14%, dominate plus on all of her strong attacks, including her soul bomb. And then she also basically has the exact same buffs as Gremmy, except this one is mind attribute character strong attack damage of 20%, and then Quincy damage to status element affected enemies of 30%. So almost the same, but fairly close. Berserker of 80%, bombardment plus 1, damage to dominated enemies of 100%, debilitator of 7 seconds, frenzy of 2, increased status element chance against soul reapers, SP boost at 80%, and weakened defense plus weakened duration. So it's very, very close, very close. If, like, genuinely might be up here in 9 to 10, but yet again, like, it's so close. It's so close. I still think Senju is a better character. It's close. It's close. If you want to kick Senju out, understandable. I'm going to put an honorable mention, though. The 5th anniversary remake of Byakuya. Byakuya is insane. Byakuya is insane. Unfortunately, the characters that come after are better, but still. He is a ranged Sternary Killer. Strong attack damage of 20%. Strong attack recharge time of 12%. Did I say recharge twice? Strong attack damage of 20%. He has paralysis plus on all of his strong attacks, including him having a superior SA2. His EX, I believe, is another Vortex. I could be wrong on that, actually. He has an EX. He does have an EX. That's all I know. Full stam only. Increased strong attack damage of 40%. All ailment duration, minus 100%. Berserker at 50. Bombardment plus 1. Damage to paralyzed enemies of 50%. Debilitator of 5. Devastation 50. Frenzy of 3. Increased status element chance against Quincy's. Long stride. SP boost of 80%. And weakened defense. An absolute monster. Absolute monster. Unfortunately, though, he is a boss killer, but he clears much faster. He still does very good in Limit Breaker Quest, and that is why I am doing this. I'm bumping Gremmy down, bumping Oetsu down, bumping... So I was fighting over Senju for nothing. Also, wait, I just realized what I did. Wait. There. I accidentally kicked 2 out. There we go. That is what I would do. Now, it's going to change real quick. Byakuya is very, very good. But guess who's another absolutely insane character? It is going to be the 6th anniversary Aizen remake. He is a ranged Captain Killer, strong attack damage of 20% and 12 recharge. He is replacing the 1000 and lower Candace, thank goodness. He has dominate and drain on all of his strong attacks, including his EX. He has all status element duration minus 100%, Berserker of 80%, Bombardment 1, damage inflicted at full stamina of 20%, damage to dominated enemies of 100%, Debilitator plus 7, Devastation of 50, Frenzy 2, increased chance against Soul Reapers, Long Stride, SP boost of 80%, and weakened defense. So basically the only thing that he doesn't have that's going to make him better than Gremmy is no team party buffs, but I still think he's better than Gremmy. But he is slightly worse than Byakuya because he only has Frenzy of 2 and not Frenzy 3, so no increased chance. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. And I believe Byakuya has a better SA1 for Guild Quest is another thing. But yeah, and then that bumps poor old Isin off of the roster, but still held it pretty strong. I had this exact same reaction in the last video. Okay, going on to the next character though, which is going to be the Swimsuit Yoruichi. Unfortunately, I must say she is an honorable mention immediately. She is a very good character. It's just that having a bunch of GQ skills and then only drain, I'm really not that big of a fan of. She is an absolutely amazing character. I'm not going to disagree. I just think overall, it is not as good. She's a ranged Soul Reaper killer, strong attack recharge of 14%, drain plus on all of her strong attacks, and she has the 50% SP boost that Kenpachi and Renji has, and Ichigo, the end of year Ichigo, but it's only 50%, not 100 like them. She has damage to drain enemies of 40%, debilitator of 2, devastation of 70, frenzy plus 2 or plus 3 in GQ, increased status summon chance against Soul Reapers, killer effect plus 30 or plus 50 in GQ, paralysis duration, poise break, range damage plus 10 or plus 30, sharpshooter, and then SP boost of 80%. So like, she is a very good character. It's just I don't think she's better than these characters when they can be used literally anywhere pretty much, except for like these two. But these two just have such insane damage overall, like insane kits. Like they basically make up for it. They make up for it. So Rukia is a melee Sternritter killer, so another boss killer. Very unfortunate. She has freeze plus on all of her strong attacks. She can be used outside of Guild Quest, by the way. She's a very good character outside of Guild Quest. Just want to throw that in there before I go over the kit. She has all status, ailment duration minus 200%. Also, she has the 40% EX link at 5 out of 5. I forgot to mention that in my last video, but she does have that, and it's very, very good. Unfortunately, it's not multiplicative. People are saying it's bugged. I don't believe it is. I think it's genuinely just a little bit of misinformation or mistranslation, where unfortunately it's just an added of 40%, not multiplicative. So it's not like the Yoruichi or Kenny EX, but like just as a soul trait. This is just only 40%, kind of like Ishin's, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, all status summon duration minus 200%, berserker of 100%, damage to frozen enemies of 80%, debilitator of 5 seconds, devastation of 50, frenzy plus 3, increased status summon chance against Quincy's, long stride, poise break, SP boost of 100%, and weakened defense. So genuinely an absolutely phenomenal character, absolutely broken character. But there's a but. Having a boss killer, and I think is just a slightly worse Kenpachi. If you think that Rukia is the better speed character, go for it. Go all for it. But yeah, I think it kicks Byakuya out. Mainly because he has a replacement, which I completely forgot about until almost the very end of the last video. But yeah, I think Rukia is 6th. It is what it is. Byakuya and Aizen are very, very good. Like, all these characters you could argue are top 10, but it's just, I think these are better. Now into Ichigo. 10th anniversary Ichigo is an absolute powerhouse. I think he is the #1 character in the game. I've used him 2 out of 5. I got like 52 seconds remaining. And the buffed Guild Quest, people were getting 56 seconds in Guild Quest. And he is very usable in any time you need a mind character for Limit Breaker quest. You can either use this character or Ishin, and they absolutely cook. Like, they're very, very good. I was using him off killer, and without an increased status summon chance, he still got me to 25. And I tried Ishin, and it was worse. So I don't know what to say. Probably skill issue. Either way, he is a human killer plus for the range killer. So he's replacing Byakuya. He has recharge of 14% plus the best link in the game when it's at 3 out of 5, I believe, where it is an extra 30% berserker total when you're at 5 out of 5. I just know it becomes a better skill at 3 out of 5. But 30% more berserker, which is multiplicative, not just like the same set of berserker as he already has. So that's very, very good. He has all status summon duration minus 200%, berserker of 100%, bombardment plus 2, damage inflicted at full stamina of 50%, debilitator of 5, frenzy plus 3, increased chance against humans of 10%, long stride, poise break, sharpshooter, SP boost of 100%, and weakened defense. Now, I know he doesn't have the tracking vortex or anything, but because he has such a high chance to proc, I generally don't think it matters as much as a character that only has frenzy 1 or frenzy 2, where having a vortex genuinely would help them much more. Since they have such a high chance to proc, I don't think it's as big of a deal. The only downside, I think, of this character is his EX is a bit lackluster, but he does so much more in his kit and his strength that I think it makes up for it. And in Limit Breaker, I think it actually is pretty good, because you group the enemies up, you paralyze them, and then you're letting your strong attacks just chill and cool down, and then you can pop your superior strong attacks and hopefully kill down the enemies, which is what I basically did in my Limit Breaker run. So, yeah, I think he's absolutely amazing, absolutely phenomenal. I don't have any complaint about this character, to be honest. And now going on to the next character, which is going to be Big Jushiro. Big Jush, the most unsuspecting character of this banner, which was kind of crazy. Now, I know we haven't seen his guild quest, but looking at just at his skills and his strong attack kit, him and Renji are going to be one of the best characters in the entire game easily. And in my opinion, the best in their entire attribute. Hence off of this. Jushiro is going to be a ranged a rank guard killer, strong attack recharge of 14%. He has paralysis plus on all of his strong attacks, including his EX, which is a super vortex or whatever they call. And then he has a superior SA2, which will do more damage. He also has insta kill on his soul bomb for any like smaller mobs that aren't like enemies or like that aren't bosses or poised enemies. He has Team Party, strong attack recharge at 10% in between waves, which makes him exceptional in Limit Break Request. He has all status element duration minus 200%, Berserker of 80, Bombardment 1, damage to paralyzed enemies at 80%, Debilitator plus 5 seconds, Devastation of 80, Frenzy plus 3, increased chance against Arankars, Long Stride, SP boost of 100%, and then Weakened Defense. So originally I was going to put this character below Kenny, so 4th, and then he would have been 5th. But I think that I'm just going to put Jush in 4th. Mainly because he's going to have killer when there's Arankars on the field. He's going to get a very, very broken clear in Guild Quest at 5 out of 5. I'm imagining a 55, 56 second clear in Guild Quest. That's just how it is. And he has a very, very good strong attack kit for the respective Guild Quest. Or just in general. Very, very good strong attack kit in general. So that is where I'm going to put him. Yeah. He's very good. You could argue top 3, but I think this Ichigo is arguably the #1 character in the game overall. But finally, on to the final character to rank, which is Renji, and I'm putting him at. I don't really know exactly where I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put him at 2nd right now. I'm gonna put him 2nd. I'm gonna put him at 2nd. His last rate his damage over time and last rate is absolutely insane. And I know he doesn't have recharge, but you can bring another character with recharge, so it's fine. In Limit Break Request. He is a ranged Quincy Killer Plus character, recharge of 14%. He has Lacerate Plus on all of his strong attacks. Okay, actually, no, he doesn't. He has Lacerate Plus on his Nad String, his SA2, which is a superior SA2, plus the 100% SP boost right there. And then his SA1, 2, and SA1, 3, and Soul Bomb have Lacerate and Burn. Confusing sentence, I'm sorry. So it's going to be very, very good. And then his SA3 is a 2-stage charge strong attack, but it's like an attack around him similar to 9th anniversary Kenpachi's SA2, but they made it into the SA3. So I feel as though it's going to be really good in Guild Quest, but we'll have to wait and see. So maybe he'll move down. Considering how he does. But the SA1 beam in Guild Quest kind of lets these 2 units down specifically in Guild Quest, but in other content such as Limit Break Request, very, very good SA1. He has Soul Reaper Resonance, so strong attack damage of 10% for every extra Soul Reaper on the field. So for example, Epic Raids, I'm not putting it into the count, but Epic Raids you can get an extra 60% Berserker, which is absurd. But in Guild Quest or Limit Break Request, you can get a max of 30%. Berserker is 60%. Also, before I forget, his EX is the 40% Lacerate, his EX soul trait. And Jushiro's is 30% similar to Ichigo, so he has the best link in the game for power attribute enemies. How do I keep forgetting these? I wish they would put them on the little info card that I'm reading off. I'm sorry. Berserker of 60% for Renji, Bombardment plus 1, damage to lacerated enemies of 80%, which I believe is a different multiplier than his EX skill of 40% Berserker, or lacerated enemies, which is pretty good. Debilitator of 2 seconds, Renji plus 3, increased chance against Quincy's, Poise Break, SP boost at 80%, Weakened Defense, and Weakened Duration minus 200%. So that is my top 10. Obviously, some people are going to differ. Maybe some people think Rukia is #1 speed or top 3, whatever. I think that arguably these are the top 10 characters in the game overall. Placement can be a bit varied. I'm not going to disagree. It is what it is. But, let me know below what your guys' top 5 is. I think top 10 is a bit too much to ask for, but let me know what your top 10 is. Top 5. I just got started. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a good day. Take care. And I'm so sorry for all of the stutters. Take care. Peace out.